Greetings, my dear children, from St. Mary Primary School. I am Mrs. Akshata Shenoy, and today we are going to learn Campaign in the South. Plan of Campaign. The coronation ceremony was over, but its joy was short-lived. A short while after the coronation, on 17 June 1674, Ma Sahib passed away. While all his subjects looked upon Shivaji Maharaj as their protector, Shivaji Maharaj himself depended upon the advice and help of Ma Sahib. She was the true guide and guru in his life. He was deeply grieved at the loss of his mother, but he had very little time for sorrow because he had to administer the kingdom which he had established. Here we can see that after the coronation ceremony, Ma Sahib, that is mother of Shivaji Maharaj, Jijabai, passed away, means died on 17 June 1674. Shivaji Maharaj used to always take advice from his mother. She was his guide and advisor. Shivaji was very grieved, very sad because his mother passed away, but he himself was the protector of the Swaraj. He cannot sit in one place and grieve and cry for his mother because he had to take care of his kingdom, that is Swaraj. He decided to attack Karnataka. He was no longer afraid of Adil Shah because the kingdom of Bijapur was practically on its last legs. The real threat to Swaraj was from the north, for the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb was biding his time to destroy the Maratha kingdom. There was no knowing when he would attack and swallow the new kingdom. Shivaji thought that his campaign would create a powerful base in the south from where he could resist the blow of Mughals. With this in view, he planned his southern campaign. He approached Qutub Shah of Golconda for help, and the Shah readily agreed to give whatever help was needed. Now Shivaji wanted to make a strong base in south part of the India. The south part consists of Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Hyderabad, Chennai, all these places. Now Aurangzeb was very strong in the north. To resist the attacks from Aurangzeb, Shivaji decided that he has to make his bases strong in the south so that he can resist the blows and attacks of Aurangzeb, for which he decided he should attack Karnataka and capture few forts over there. Now he also approached Qutub Shah of Golconda, who was his friend, because he readily accepted whatever help Shivaji wanted. Next paragraph. There was yet another reason for the campaign. Shivaji's stepbrother Vyankoji was looking after Shahaji Raje's Tanjavur Jagir in the south. He would not give Shivaji his share of ancestral Jagir. Neither did he display any love for Swaraj. He treated Shivaji with indifference. Shivaji thought that a personal meeting would resolve the dispute and Vyankoji could be persuaded to help in the work of Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj had a stepbrother, his name was Vyankoji, and he used to look after the Tanjavur Jagir, which was in south, which was another reason why Shivaji wanted to go to south, so he could meet his brother and help him to encourage in himself the love towards Swaraj and love towards Shivaji Maharaj himself. Next paragraph. Visit to Golconda. Shivaji Maharaj started on his southern campaign. Abdul Hassan Qutub Shah of Golconda had invited him to visit Golconda. He, therefore, decided to visit Golconda first and then proceed with his conquest on the south. Now, when Shivaji visited south, as we know, Qutub Shah, whose full name was Abdul Hassan Qutub Shah, had invited Shivaji to Golconda to visit his place. So Shivaji first went to Golconda and then decided he will go on his conquest to south. Golconda was the capital of Qutub Shah's kingdom. He made great preparations to receive Shivaji. A special Shamiana was put up where the two would meet. As Shivaji entered the capital, people lined the streets to have his darshan. Stories of his exploits were the talk of the whole country. People had heard of the death of Afzal Khan at his hands, of the discomfiture of Shaista Khan, and of Shivaji's miraculous escape from Agra. Because of this, Shivaji Maharaj received a royal welcome. People showered flower petals on him from the house tops. Acknowledging this wonderful reception, Shivaji entered Qutub Shah's darbar. Qutub Shah came down halfway to receive him. He seated Shivaji Maharaj alongside himself as an equal on a specially prepared throne. He left nothing undone as far as reception was concerned. Here we can see the difference between how Aurangzeb treated Shivaji Maharaj and how the Qutub Shah, king of Golconda, treated Shivaji Maharaj. On one hand, Aurangzeb made Shivaji sit at the back of the Diwan-e Khas, whereas Qutub Shah of Golconda made Shivaji to sit alongside himself as equal as himself, like a king, with a specially made throne just for Shivaji Maharaj. Qutub Shah gave a grand reception to Shivaji Maharaj. People were equally excited to meet Shivaji Maharaj because they have heard stories about him, how he defeated Shaista Khan, Afzal Khan, and how he escaped from Agra from that sweet box. We have already heard this story about him. Similarly, they also heard about it and they were excited to see Shivaji Maharaj. People were crowding the street and also throwing flower petals on Shivaji Maharaj when he was coming towards the king's throne. Qutub Shah came halfway down to welcome Shivaji Maharaj like an old friend. A big Shamiana was put up for Qutub Shah and Shivaji to meet. Shivaji Maharaj received a warm welcome from Qutub Shah as he left nothing undone in the preparation. In this part of lesson, we saw how Shivaji Maharaj planned to make his campaign towards south and make his base in the south strong. How he wanted to visit south for his brother Vyankoji and to establish strong Swaraj from south. We also saw how warmly people of Golconda and King of Golconda, that is Qutub Shah, warmly welcomed Shivaji Maharaj.